Hi there, I'm Brian Burkhart from Square Planet, and welcome to this monthly edition of Orange. It's our video series with ideas on how to be an amazing communicator and even an amazing brand. And today we're going to talk about simplicity. You know, humans abhor complexity the same way that we abhor a vacuum. We don't like it. We like simple, easy, things that we can understand and wrap our arms around. And far too frequently we see people that when they communicate in murky, thick, complex ways. And we hear things all the time like, well, this is data-driven and we're very smart and it needs to be this way. Well, that's just simply not true. Simplicity should reign when you develop messages, when you communicate, when you have things that you want the world to understand. And I want to explain this a little deeper. You know, when I was in high school, I will tell you right now, I was a horrible, horrible student in Spanish class. Cerveza fría, por favor. For whatever reason, it was just one of those subjects that it just didn't work for me. I found myself struggling all the time. I was defensive, I had a bad attitude, and I seemed to end up in detention a lot. And it was just one of those things. It was the complexity of a new language that just didn't work for me. It wasn't simple. I didn't understand it, so I pushed it away. And there's lots of things in life that are just like that. One of them is audiovisual, technology, if you will. Any of you have a box of stuff like this? Cables and stuff that you're not sure where it goes or what it belongs to? It's complex. There are people who look at this and they get it. It makes perfect, clear sense to them. Then there are others, they get very defensive. They have that same kind of posture I had in Spanish class, and they said, keep me away from that. Think about you and perhaps the way you interface with your computer. Are there times where the complexity of it gets you a little bit off? You see, simplicity is a big, big deal. And I want to give you one more example to make this idea come alive. If you watch the local news and the weather portion of it, it's very likely that you're going to get information like temperature, barometric pressure, wind speeds and direction, outside atmosphere, high level of clouds, sunrise and sunset. All of these disparate parts that weather people put together to simply tell us if it's going to be cold or warm, rainy or sunny. And at the end of their little weathercast, what do? They put up a picture, and we know immediately what to expect. They take a very complex subject, atmospheric stuff, the weather patterns, and they boil it down to a very simple picture and a number, and we know exactly how to dress the very next day. It's a great lesson for all of us as we communicate. We must simplify the message. And so I want to do a little test with you, a little exercise, if you will. On screen right now, you can see this very simple chart. It's got an X and a Y, it's got a bunch of bars, it's got some notes, and essentially what it's telling us is that data on the internet doubles every single year. You can see as the graph goes up, it shows how the volume of stuff on the internet, it doubles. You can see the dates. You can see things like 10 to the 18th and all the powers. It's a very complex chart. But when you really dive into it, when you really look into the story, it's really very simple. It's just this idea that data doubles. Around here, what we would do is this. Look at the difference. It's the same story, the same message, but it's so much more simple. It's so much more clear. This is the right way. This is the proper approach. When it comes to learning, we really want simple. Remember, we abhor complexity. Humans like simple, gang. Look at the big picture. Read into the story and realize what you're really trying to communicate. And then simplify and simplify and simplify. Make it as easy as is humanly possible. For this month's Orange, I'm Brian Burkhart from Square Planet. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much.